Ever wondered if you're really getting enough sleep? But what if everything you've been told about how much sleep you need is actually wrong? Welcome to our deep dive into the mysterious world of sleep. It's easy to assume that everyone needs a solid 8 hours, right? Well, today we're pulling back the covers on this common misconception. We're going to explore the surprising truth about how much sleep your body actually requires. Stick around to discover revelations that might forever change the way you think about rest. Most of us grew up with the belief that 8 hours of sleep is the golden rule, didn't we? A concept as familiar as brushing your teeth twice a day or eating 3 square meals. It's a number that's been whispered by parents, printed in health magazines, and preached by doctors for generations. After all, who doesn't feel refreshed after a full 8 hours, waking up to sunshine streaming through the blinds, body energized and mind clear? This belief is deeply embedded not just in our nightly routines, but in our culture. It's a universal standard that spans across continents and generations, from busy metropolitan professionals to rural farmers rising with the roosters. The idea that 8 hours is the magical number for restorative sleep is as common as the beds we sleep in. But here's where it gets interesting. This one-size-fits-all approach to sleep might be as outdated as landline phones and VHS tapes. Just as we each have unique fingerprints, distinctive tastes in music, and individual preferences for temperature, our bodies have remarkably different needs when it comes to sleep. For some people, that rigid 8-hour recommendation could actually be doing more harm than good. Now, I know what you're thinking. Adequate sleep is crucial for health. Absolutely right. But let's pause and reconsider. Is it possible that we've been programmed to equate good sleep with a specific number of hours? Could we be confusing quantity with quality? What if I told you that for some people, aiming for exactly 8 hours might lead to sleep anxiety, insomnia, or feeling groggy throughout the day? For others, consistently getting less than 7 hours might be perfectly aligned with their body's natural rhythms. So it's time we question this universal sleep prescription. It's time we explore the possibility that your ideal sleep duration might be uniquely yours. It's time to examine the science, the studies, and the surprising truths that lie beneath the surface of our nightly slumber. Could this widely accepted 8-hour rule be causing unnecessary worry or even disrupting your natural sleep patterns? Let's find out. Let's explore what sleep researchers and experts really have to say about how much rest we need. Scientific research on sleep. When it comes to sleep patterns, particularly how much we need each night, the duration isn't just a matter of personal preference or lifestyle choice. Numerous scientific studies have delved deeply into this topic, exploring the actual impact of different sleep durations on human health and performance. One groundbreaking study conducted by the National Sleep Foundation challenged the rigid 8-hour guideline that many of us have accepted without question. They found that sleep needs fall on a spectrum, with healthy adults potentially needing anywhere from 7 to 9 hours, not necessarily a fixed 8 hours. This range acknowledges the natural variation in human biology that we've ignored for too long. Another fascinating research project from the University of California, San Diego examined the sleep patterns of over 1 million participants. Their startling discovery: people who consistently slept between 6.5 and 7.5 hours actually lived longer than those who slept 8 hours or more. This raises profound questions about whether oversleeping might be as problematic as undersleeping for certain individuals. The journal Sleep published findings that further complicated our understanding, noting that some people possess genetic variations that allow them to function optimally on just 6 hours of sleep with no negative health consequences. These short sleepers aren't sleep-deprived, they're simply built differently. But it's not just about longevity. Research from Harvard Medical School focused on cognitive performance, discovering that optimal sleep duration varies significantly between individuals. Some participants showed peak mental performance with 7 hours of sleep, while others needed a full 9 hours to achieve the same cognitive sharpness. This suggests that standardizing sleep recommendations might be undermining cognitive potential for millions of people. The British Journal of Medicine contributed another angle to this conversation. They found that sleep quality often matters more than strict quantity. Participants who got 6 hours of uninterrupted, deep sleep frequently outperformed those who spent 8 hours in bed but experienced fragmented or shallow sleep. This points to a crucial oversight in how we think about rest. The hours spent unconscious don't necessarily translate to restorative sleep. Now, I want to be clear, these research studies aren't suggesting that sleep doesn't matter. Rest remains absolutely essential for physical health, mental well-being, and cognitive function. However, they do strongly indicate that prescribing the same sleep duration for everyone ignores fundamental biological differences between individuals. So what's the verdict from all this research? Well, the scientific consensus is increasingly moving toward personalization, understanding that healthy sleep patterns exist across a range of durations depending on age, genetics, activity level, and individual physiology. These findings might seem surprising, especially in a society that has long glorified the magical 8 hours as a universal target. But it's important to remember that human biology has always been more complex than one-size-fits-all guidelines suggest. So if science doesn't support a universal sleep requirement, how much should you actually be sleeping? We'll delve deeper into that question in our next segment. Stay tuned as we reveal the surprising truth about your personal sleep needs. The surprising truth now. Here comes the truly eye-opening revelation. Brace yourself, because this might challenge everything you've believed about sleep. Experts now recognize that healthy sleep duration isn't universal but highly individualized. Yes, you heard correctly. There is no single magic number that works for everyone. Your ideal sleep duration might be completely different from your partners, your neighbors, or your co-workers. Before you dismiss this as just another health trend, let's consider the science behind this paradigm shift. Our sleep needs are influenced by a complex interplay of factors, including our genetic makeup, age, activity levels, and even the season. Research has identified specific genes like DEC2 that allow some people to function perfectly well on just 6 hours of sleep. These aren't people pushing through exhaustion. Their bodies genuinely require less rest. Moreover, sleep needs change throughout our lifespan. Infants need 14 to 17 hours, teenagers about 8 to 10 hours, and contrary to popular belief, older adults often naturally require slightly less sleep than middle-aged adults, closer to 7 hours than 8. This isn't insomnia or a sleep disorder. It's a normal biological shift that we've been interpreting incorrectly for years. Also, let's not forget about sleep quality versus quantity. Your body cycles through different sleep stages: light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. Each serves critical functions for physical restoration, memory consolidation, and emotional processing. Two people might both sleep for 7 hours, but the person who moves efficiently through these cycles will wake feeling refreshed, while someone with fragmented sleep cycles might feel exhausted despite technically getting enough hours. There's also the factor of individual chronotypes. Whether you're naturally a morning lark or a night owl, fighting against your natural chronotype by forcing yourself to sleep at biologically inappropriate times can reduce sleep quality regardless of how many hours you spend in bed. Some people genuinely do their best thinking and working late at night, while others naturally shine in the early morning hours. So, there's no universal answer to how much sleep you need. The most reliable indicator is how you feel during the day. Do you wake naturally feeling refreshed? Can you stay alert throughout the day without relying on caffeine? Are you able to focus and function well? If so, you're likely getting the right amount of sleep for your unique biology, whether that's 6 hours or 9 hours. In the end, perhaps the most surprising truth is that our cultural fixation on the 8-hour rule has created unnecessary anxiety about sleep for millions of people who don't naturally fit that pattern. Some need more, some need less, and that's perfectly normal. Intrigued? Let's explore the health implications of finding your personal sleep sweet spot in our next segment. Health implications. Why would sleep experts now suggest moving away from the 8-hour universal recommendation? Let's break down the health implications. Our bodies regulate countless biological processes through sleep, including hormone production, immune function, memory consolidation, and cellular repair. Getting either too little or too much sleep relative to your personal needs can disrupt These processes with serious consequences. When you consistently undersleep relative to your body's requirements, the effects are well documented. Impaired cognitive function, weakened immunity, increased inflammation, and elevated risk for serious conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. The less obvious danger is that chronic sleep restriction can feel normal after a while. You might not even realize you're operating at a deficit because your body has adapted to a suboptimal state. But here's where it gets fascinating. Oversleeping, relative to your natural requirements, can be similarly problematic. Research has linked excessive sleep to increased inflammation, cognitive decline, and higher mortality rates. A study published in the journal Sleep Medicine found that people who regularly slept more than 9 hours had a 30% higher risk of mortality than those sleeping 7 to 8 hours. This doesn't mean 9 hours is too much for everyone. Rather, it suggests that pushing yourself to sleep beyond your body's natural set point might have unintended consequences. The health effects also extend to mental well-being. Both insufficient and excessive sleep are associated with higher rates of depression and anxiety. There's a complex bidirectional relationship here. Poor mental health can disrupt sleep, and improper sleep duration can worsen mental health symptoms. Finding your personal sleep sweet spot may be as important for psychological health as it is for physical well-being. Sleep duration also affects metabolic health in surprising ways. A study from the University of Colorado found that sleeping too little disrupts hunger hormones, increasing appetite, particularly for high-calorie foods. Conversely, oversleeping can lead to reduced physical activity and altered metabolism. Both scenarios can contribute to weight management challenges and metabolic disorders. Another critically important health consideration is sleep consistency. Your body thrives on regularity. Recent research suggests that maintaining consistent sleep and wake times, even on weekends, may be more important than the absolute number of hours you sleep. A regular schedule helps synchronize your circadian rhythms, enhancing sleep quality regardless of duration. It's important to understand that these health implications aren't one-size-fits-all. The key is identifying what healthy sleep means for your body. Consulting with healthcare providers, possibly including sleep specialists who can assess your individual patterns, can help you determine whether your current sleep duration is supporting or undermining your health. So optimal sleep, not too little, not too much, but just right for your unique biology, can significantly impact your health and longevity. But how do you find and maintain that perfect balance? We'll dive into practical strategies in our next segment, where we'll explore how to discover and honor your personal sleep needs. Better sleep practices. Maintaining healthy sleep doesn't always mean fixating on a specific hour count. Now that's a statement that might raise a few eyebrows. However, it's essential to understand that good sleep is about more than duration. It's about quality, consistency, and aligning with your body's natural rhythms. So let's discuss some practical approaches to discovering and honoring your personal sleep needs. First on our list is sleep tracking, but with a mindful twist. Instead of obsessively counting hours, try keeping a sleep journal for 2 weeks. Record when you go to bed, when you wake up naturally, no alarm, and most importantly, how you feel during the day. Are you alert, focused, energetic? This approach helps you identify patterns and correlations between sleep duration and daytime function. Some people discover they need precisely 7.5 hours, while others might function best with 6 or 9 hours. Next, let's talk about sleep consistency. Research increasingly suggests that regular sleep and wake times may be even more important than total duration. Your body loves predictability. Try to go to bed and wake up at roughly the same times every day. Yes, even on weekends. This helps regulate your circadian rhythm, improving sleep quality, and making both falling asleep and waking up easier over time. Moving on, let's explore sleep environment optimization. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary for sleep. Cool, around 65-68 degrees at 18-20 degrees, dark and quiet. Invest in comfortable bedding and consider blackout curtains or white noise machines if needed. These environmental factors can dramatically improve sleep quality, potentially allowing you to feel fully rested in less time. Timing is another crucial aspect to consider. Pay attention to your natural energy patterns. Are you naturally sharper in the morning or evening? This might indicate your chronotype, whether you're a lark or an owl. Working with rather than against these natural tendencies can improve both sleep quality and daytime productivity. Technology management plays a significant role too. The blue light emitted by phones, computers, and tablets suppresses melatonin production and disrupts your circadian rhythm. Try implementing a digital sunset, turning off screens at least 1 hour before bedtime, to help your brain recognize it's time to wind down. Stress management and relaxation techniques deserve special mention. High stress levels can prevent deep, restorative sleep even if you're in bed for the right number of hours. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, gentle stretching, or even a warm bath before bed can help activate your parasympathetic nervous system, preparing your body for quality rest. Finally, consider your daytime habits. Regular physical activity, though not right before bed, exposure to natural daylight, especially in the morning, and monitoring caffeine and alcohol consumption all influence sleep quality. Sometimes, the key to better nighttime sleep lies in your daytime choices. Remember, these practices aren't about forcing yourself to sleep for a predetermined number of hours. They're about creating conditions that allow your body to get the amount and quality of sleep it naturally needs. It's about tuning in rather than rigidly adhering to external standards. After all, sleep is deeply personal, and there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Let's recap what we've learned today. This journey began with a challenging question. How much sleep do we really need? We explored the conventional wisdom that 8 hours is the universal requirement for healthy adults. However, scientific research tells a much more nuanced story. The surprising truth is that there is no single magic number that works for everyone. Sleep needs are highly individualized, varying based on genetics, age, activity level, and overall health. We discovered that both undersleeping and oversleeping relative to your personal needs can have negative health implications. The key isn't forcing yourself to match an arbitrary number, but rather finding your personal sleep sweet spot, that duration where you naturally wake feeling refreshed and function optimally throughout the day. We also learned that sleep quality often matters more than strict quantity. Factors like sleep cycle completion, consistency in sleep schedules, and creating an optimal sleep environment can dramatically improve rest quality, sometimes allowing you to feel fully restored with fewer hours. Finally, we shared practical strategies for discovering and honoring your unique sleep needs. These included mindful sleep tracking, maintaining consistent sleep-wake times, optimizing your sleep environment, working with your natural chronotype, managing technology use, implementing relaxation techniques, and making sleep-friendly daytime choices. This surprising perspective on sleep might contradict what we've been told all our lives about the importance of getting exactly 8 hours, but it's essential we understand this to protect our health and well-being. Sleep isn't a one-size-fits-all prescription, but a deeply personal biological function. Remember, the goal isn't to sleep less or more, it's to sleep right for you. The most reliable indicator isn't a number on a clock, but how you feel and function during your waking hours. So tonight, as you prepare for rest, try letting go of rigid hour counts and instead focus on creating conditions for quality sleep that leaves you feeling truly refreshed. Sleep well, not by the numbers, but by what your unique body needs. Because in the end, personalized quality rest is what truly matters for your health and well-being.